Yo, yo. I'll wait for more of y'all to jump in here. What's good? What's good? Most of y'all probably watching. Let me watch it too, though. I'm watching some college football. I don't know where my remote at. I don't feel like jumping on there, though. But we'll see what's up, though. Let's see who jump in the chat real quick, and then we'll get started. I'll give y'all some time. Shout out to my AKs that support the channel. Appreciate everything that y'all do for me. Alpha Mason, what up, Brody? But yeah, appreciate everything y'all do for me and y'all keeping the channel going. It's Saturday. I've been going crazy all week. I'm having fun and definitely looking forward to this game tomorrow, even though everybody's like, hey, it's Carolina. I don't give a damn. I just want to see us play. And the reason I put this video together is partially because of that as well, because I'm looking at it on a tip where I'm like, the Cowboys needed time to not only get certain guys up to speed, but to adjust certain things and maybe whittle down some of the things that we're doing defensively. You know what I mean? We might want to change some things, add some things, so on, due to the fact that we're playing teams right now that give us looks, give us looks that we have struggled against, like running quarterbacks. So Bryce Young's another. You know what I mean? So I like that aspect, but I also like the fact that this is like a free trial. You know what I mean? A try and buy, so to speak. Because the Panthers are struggling already. They're a team that I think we can, beat. But how we go about it and what type of looks we put out there on film to test out are important this week. So that's why I'll be watching. Let me say some shout outs real quick, and then we'll get into that real quick and go about our business. Um, Neek, what up? She said yo, or he said yo. I don't know if Neek is like unisex, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Tuck Maat, what's up? He said yo yo. Let's get it, Anthony Evans. Neek said glad I was able to catch a live stream. Yeah, man, I do them ad hoc, so I think it make y'all appreciate it a little bit more. The fact that I don't announce it, you know what I mean? Y'all be on it. Daniel, what's up? Lewis Winslow, what's good? What's good, man? Yep, hearts right back at y'all, man. Hearts in the chat. Love that. Love that. Yeah, but you guys get the gist of what I mean. You know what I mean? Those of you who joining me on Saturday, I got some birthday parties to attend tonight, so I said let's go ahead and talk now. Get some agua. The Wiz back. What's up? What's up, man? Yeah. But this defense, like I said in the title, this defense has a chance to be special. And I'll start with what we all know has happened. LV, has been injured. And due to that, what I think is a bitter sweet moment is bitter because nobody wants LV. No matter how you like or dislike his play, nobody wants to see anybody go down that way, and I definitely didn't. So, like I said, prayers go up for LVE. Heart goes out to him. I feel bad because I'm always on LVS, man, always have been. But it was all about the play, not the player or not the man. You know what I mean? As a man, I understand. Like as a child on the way, there's a lot going into this injury that people don't talk about because it's like the behind the scenes stuff of football. They just say LVE out for the season, but what that means and the implication that actually imposes on his life, only he knows. And whatever he's dealing with, I hope he's dealing with it well. You know what I mean? Um, from a team aspect, where I say it may be sweet is with LVE being as senior as he is, being as smart as he is, and having a full command of this defense the way he has, there leaves less room for some of the younger guys and other guys like we've seen in the past to get up to speed, especially when you had last year we brought Barr in. So with Barr and LVE both being senior guys or veterans, there was less room for some of the younger guys to get on there, get on the field and just acclimate themselves to the position. No different than when Neil was here the year before that. So the only silver lining I would say to LV going down is you get guys like Clark and like Bell to fully situate themselves in the position. And then it created a need for guys like Evans and even Parsons to rotate at middle as well to kind of help out there. So the team only can get better doing that. And I saw in the Giants game a lot of things that stood out to me. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, y'all know I've been going back and forth about Micah Parsons playing more middle. And people, some agree, some disagree. I'm not here to tell you really what to think. I'm just here, I state my opinion based off of what the film shows. And when you have Micah Parsons in either the 3-4 looks when he's on the edge or the 4-3 looks when he's in the middle off ball, what you have is a pass rush that's predicated on 5 guys. 5 guys being dedicated to the line of scrimmage, and sometimes they're dropping in coverage as well. But what I've seen in those instances, it becomes a lot harder to run, whether he's 4-3 or 3-4 on the edge. It becomes a lot harder to run for those opposing offenses, and it also makes a offensive line still have to account for Micah Parsons. So we've already talked on that, right? But the other thing that we don't talk on, what no one's saying, because they just think it's like Micah Parsons in the middle, and it's just him in the middle that I'm discussing. It's not him in the middle that makes me excited. It's younger guys. The space that LV has the void that he's created, and us having to fill that void has created an opportunity for younger guys to get in there and show us what they can do. Like I said, the Bells of the world, they need to get on the field. They need playing time. The Wanye Thomases of the world need to get playing time. But on the line of scrimmage, even you have guys like Fowler, who's a veteran. We know what he can do, but he needs playing time, along with Sam Williams, who I think is ready to be that top level talent and pass rusher that we all know he could be, and also a force against the run. So when you have those guys having to get on the field, it only helps you when you can get both or one of those guys on the field along with Micah Parsons, instead of choosing whether or not you take one of those guys and put them on the bench. That's what the argument really is. It's not, I think Micah Parsons is just going to be great at middle linebacker only, which he is. It's what else happens when he is at middle linebacker. You get guys like Fowler on the field with D-Law, with Sam Williams, with Osa at the same time. You get guys like, Osa and Chauncey on the field. You get guys like Dorrance on the field. These guys can pass rush. And with Micah's help from being off ball and the attention that he takes up, it makes it even more dangerous for the opposing offenses. So that, I think, is the recipe for the elite defense that we keep talking about. You can have an elite roster, but when you have, let's just look at it from Madden terms. You can have 390 overall defensive ends, but if only one of them is playing, you know what I mean? Your team, your overall looks great, but your actual implication on the field is hampered because you have to find a way to get that talent on the field at the same time. You know what I mean? The sixth man is only good in basketball. You want them on the court. In football, you need them out there. You know what I mean? Even if it's situationally, you want them out there. So this defense has an opportunity, I think, now to test some things out due to the fact that you have the Panthers, then you have Washington, 2 games that I think you can win, and I think you can win without, allocating your quote unquote best lineup today out there. You can test some other sub packages and see how these guys gel. He said, "I don't feel good." What's up, Jameson Teller, man? Give Jameson some good energy, man. I don't like hearing that. A lot of people under the weather right now with the flu and so on. So, you know what I mean? Hope you feel better soon. I'll read what you guys are saying in the chat, too. I ain't miss you, Chris Davis. But, yeah, I'll jump on it in a second. What I will say, guys like Rashan Evans as well, being able to play at this point is important. Him getting the reps he needed to get up to speed is important, because it's not really a fair comparison to say how good is Rashan Evans or how good can he be when he doesn't know the playbook yet. And when you're comparing him to an LV and LV is still there, obviously LV is going to win out, because if you're in a crunch in a big game or a serious game, Dan Quinn's not going to throw out a guy that doesn't know where he needs to be right now. But now he has no choice. So this defense is going to do nothing but get better. And if you think I'm wrong about that, we all thought that Izzy, including me, I thought Israel McQuamu was a soft player. I didn't think he could cover all that well until we needed him in Tampa Bay, because we had that carousel going after Anthony Brown got hurt last year. We had to see who could be a CB2. And we realized, hey, we got Bland who can do the CB2 stuff. So who could be a CB3 better, more so than the CB2? And it wound up being Izzy Mukwamu in the playoffs. And now some of us are even asking, like, what happened to him? So, there's guys that we got to see due to necessity. And they say that necessity is the mother of all invention. So with that said, the way this defense has now shaped out as far as injuries and the way the roster's aligning itself, I think that we're going to see an even greater transformation. You know what I mean? Like Frieza when he get into his new levels in Dragon Ball Z, or Goku God mode. You know what I mean? We're going to see a transformation of this defense that we already think is pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Put a pin in that though. Let me jump up in the chat real quick. Say what's up to a couple people, man. Um, let's see. Marcus Wynn, here we go. What's up, bro? I'm not on StreamYard right now either. I'm on my regular chat, so you guys are getting a little different. It get a little different when I'm doing it this way. I ain't had time to set all that up. I ain't feel like it. Johan Jordan, what's up? He said, "What's good, Okoye? I think we need more Evans, less Clark on the running downs." I agree. Um, I think that Clark has the same issue as LVE. He can't play as physical as you would like him to play at all times, and I don't think he wants to because he's looking at it like, hey, I've had the same injury as LVE, and I see how that went for him. He doesn't want that fused neck to have any issues. And we just think that because you have a fused neck and you heal enough to play, that those injuries don't nag you anymore. But they do. I've had injuries that date back to when I was 18, 19, man. Like my hamstring. I tore my hamstring or pulled it severely when I was like 20, 21. If I don't warm up properly today, I'm gonna feel it. I feel like a tickle in the back of my leg, and then that's it. Can't really explode off of it. It's not as painful, but it still hampers me. You know what I mean? And then old boxing injuries, things like that. My hands, my knuckle on my right hand feels like I collapsed it before. So, those things don't go away just because I'm healed enough to use my hand. You know what I mean? So the same thing goes for a fused neck and some of these football injuries. These are car accidents that are happening every play. And it's crazy to think that a guy who fused his neck is going to go stick his head in there and go crazy that way. You know what I mean? So when you look up Clark and you look at LVE, it's not their fault that they're not playing as physical as we're accustomed to seeing them in college or in their first couple of moments, because this is a tough man sport, and it's a sport that not only hampers you mentally, but physically. Your extremities, they're definitely tested and they're stressed. You know what I mean? So I don't think Clark is a guy that can't bang, because I was watching him in preseason. He's knocking guys out, right? So he can hit. When he uses his shoulder in proper form, he hits well. But I don't think he's as excited to get down there and hit linemen as he is to hit a guy in the open field. That's the difference. Same thing with Bell. Neither one of those guys want to deal with linemen, as they shouldn't. They're not the hugest guys. Like, they already had a mismatch. But I get it. I get it. I think that I agree with you. Clark and Evans, if you compare the two, I would take Evans, on the field, the way he plays. Agent 9, what's up, man? Hababi Ya Rasul, what's up, man? That's a hell of a name. He said, ouch, I got to see this. Chris Davis, he said, Okoye, I think this is an offensive team. This is Dak's team. We go as he goes. I remember even McCarthy saying we're a defensive team, but I don't think that's true anymore. Um, I think the idea, I don't hear this anywhere. You know what I mean? The idea that we have to be one or the other, to me, is insane anyway. We have a great defense. I mean, we're top five in defense. We have a great offense too now. And I think when he was saying we're a defensive team, it was in the beginning of the season when we still hadn't fully hashed out our new identity. He hadn't given Dak the ability to take control over the offense the way he has now. And of course, if that's the case, you're trying to limit some of Dak's mistakes and mitigate the risk. You're looking at it like we're going to play defense and then let Dak not make the mistakes. If that's the way you're starting off, great. But I think the 49ers proved to us that you can't go out there and play that way, especially when you play conservative defensively in those big games. We did that in the 49ers game and in the Eagles game. We played very conservative. And we started off that way even in the Chargers game, but we got it together, So that we're a balanced team that has to rely on all three phases of the ball in order to play our best football. But I can't say that we're an offensive or defensive team. I think there's games where the offense is definitely going to carry this defense, and the offense is always in position to help this defense out by running the ball or at least controlling the clock to keep those guys fresh. So you're always an offensive team in that regard. And then defensively, you also have to be able to erase some of the mistakes that the offense might make, so they're not so scared to make them. Dak threw an interception with our back against the wall at the 12-yard line. The Giants got 0 points out of that. The defense is needed when the offense is aggressive, and the offense is needed when the defense needs a rest. So there is no such thing here, anyway, as us being a defensive team or just an offensive team. You only can say that if it's non-existent on the other side of the ball. Like if we know, hey, this defense ain't stopping shit, your offensive team, then, bro. When you know, hey, the offense ain't gonna score, we gotta hold this team to nothing, next to nothing, like the Ravens in 2000. Then you a defensive team, bro. You know, Herm Edwards is Jets. Hey, we can't score very well, but we can control the clock and we can win it in the end, keep the game close, and do what we got to do. Right? That's a defensive team. You know, we're neither. We're neither. Okay. Let's see. Chris Davis, he said, I think we're an offensive team that has an opportunistic defense against the best teams. We will win because of Dak, not because of our defense. I think they help, but we're not a defensive team. I mean, we just had that conversation. I mean, how you look at it is how you look at it, but I get where you're coming from, but I don't agree fully. Um, and we can park that there. You know what I mean? Johan, he said, what player you think would make the best impact on this current team? Prime David Irvin, prime Sean Lee. Definitely prime Sean Lee. We don't need linemen, we need linebackers. Prime Sean Lee is good in any era. David Irving was good, but he never reached his full potential, in my opinion. Sean Lee did. He just got hurt. But Sean Lee is what you're asking for when you look at a LV and a Micah Parsons. You know, he's a guy that can move, good athlete, but also smart and knows where to be and can galvanize the troops too. So he's a leader. He studies the shit out of some film, and he made plays on top of plays. I remember at one Giants game, he was in on like 60 snaps, right? And he made 33 plays. Like 33 plays, meaning, like 18 tackles, some pressures, some coverages that didn't go his way because of his coverages, but it was like, yo, he was effective. He had an impact on 33 plays. And when you look at direct impact on like 20, that's 33% of the snaps. That means one out of every three plays, Sean Lee was making a play that year. That was like 2018, 20. I did a video on it. If you look up what was the I think it was like analyzing genius or something like that. Sean Lee video. If you just type in Sean Lee AKOYE, you'll find it. I think I did too. Um who got that Andre 3000 flute album? I haven't listened to it, but I like Dre 3000. I gotta listen to that. Marcus went crazy. James Taylor just cracked 40 ounce of some OE. Jamie's Taylor. All right. Gregory said, Okoye, who do you think Evans will replace on the 53? I don't care. Somebody though. Hey fam, driving but tuning in. What's up, Soul Goddess? Chris Davis, what's up, guys? This is real Chris Davis, not the fake one. He not the fake one. He just I call him the other one. Remember Austin Powers is like the other white meat. You know what I mean? He's the other Chris Davis, man. Okoye, do you think the new offense can take on those boys in Santa Clara? Who are those boys in Santa Clara? I don't know. Who's that? I don't know who they are. Who are those boys in Santa Clara? The new offense could take on those boys in Santa Clara. I don't. Who is that? You mean is that San Fran? You mean is that Santa Clara? They in Santa Clara? Maybe that's what you're talking about. I think they could though, if that's what you're asking. Yeah. Do you think Rico should get more touches? Of course. I think when you look at Rico though, I think he was getting touches, right? He hurt his hip in the Arizona game, which resulted in him, getting pulled back a little bit, and then Tony Pollard getting pulled back because Tony Pollard doesn't have anybody to spell him because Rico's his spell. So I don't think Mike McCarthy was lost in the fact that we need to run Rico. I think Rico was lost in the fact that they're going to protect you from yourself. And Rico's not the guy that's going to go sit down, even though he had a repeat injury to that same hip that he had 2 surgeries on. So, with that said, if he's having those issues, Mike McCarthy was smart to kind of mitigate the risk there. But when you're doing that, you're not going to give the ball to Tony Pollard 20 times because when he needs a spell, who you putting in there? You know what I mean? So, I think that's what was happening. with Rico. And I think now that he's back from that injury fully, I think they have no problem giving him the ball again. I think that's what's happening. Iceberg Q said Evans is the downhill guy we needed. Brian R, he said, hey, what's up? What's up, Brody? Hold on. Chris Davis, where did he say? I lost it. Where did he say? Okay, he said, I was wrong about Evans. I thought he looked like he wanted to side saddle guys, but I saw him blowing up lead blockers. Oh, you thought he was a sideline to sideline guy, you mean? He said, but I saw him blowing up lead blockers, and we haven't had that for a decade at linebacker. I think since Rolando McClain was probably the last one. Well, Micah Parsons does it, but he just doesn't play linebacker fully. But yeah, you're right. Do you think we will ever reach our full potential on the defensive end? What hope you have for in Quinn making the right move with Micah and putting him at the mic? I think you see it already. They're doing it. So he's never going to be at the mic full time, and I don't think he ever should be. But he should definitely be there on early downs, obvious rundowns, things like that. Even if you want to blitz him and bring pressure, he's more effective from the middle of the field. You can't block him in the A gap. I could say that a million times, but it is going to be what it is. Like, that's the truth. So I think we will recognize our full potential. But what has to happen is we have to continue to make plays while he's in the middle of the field. And last week we did. When we put him in the middle and he was covering guys, it resulted in sacks, and pressures and so on. And he's not even blitzing, because the offensive line is paying attention to him. I remember one time we brought 3 and he dropped back, Sam Williams dropped back, and Fowler dropped back. And then the 4th guy who blitzed, who came in, was Curse, and Curse almost got a sack off that. And we didn't even bring any real pressure. That was nothing. We still dropped 7 guys in coverage. So to be able to do that type of stuff because Micah Parsons is off the ball is great. Whereas if he's on the line of scrimmage, every play, you know exactly where to find him, and he's less effective in tricking that offense. They know it's either he's going straight at you or he's stunting to the middle of the field. It's not that difficult. You know what I mean? They can chip him and take care of him. You know what I mean? And I'm honest when I say this. There's no disrespect to Micah. Micah is the best football defender in the league, in my opinion. Maybe even the best football player, right, in the league. He is not, however, the best defensive end. He's not. He's great. He's probably top pass rushing wise because he could do everything those other guys like Garrett and TJ Watt can do as far as pass rushing. But those guys also stop the run like crazy from the edge, and that's where they should be stopping the run. When it comes to stopping the run for Micah, he can do it from the edge, but that's not where he should be because he has a natural ability to pursue. He has a natural instinct to pursue. And if you go all the way back to the Dobbs play where Dobbs ran for like 45 yards against us, it's because Micah Parsons' natural inclination is to get off the ball and go get you. And when he did that against Dobbs, Dobbs just put his foot in the ground, ran by him. And you can't run, no matter how fast you are, you can't run 4-3 in 2 different directions at the same time. You know what I mean? So if you're running that 4-3 forward and I'm running a 4-4 past you or 4-5 past you, you ain't turning around and catching me, bro. So those things happen. Whereas when he's off the ball, he can kind of see it, read it, then go versus jumping off the line of scrimmage at the edge and going. Because we have guys that do that. We had D-Law who used to do that. We had Dorrance who used to do that. And because they want to play aggressive and they want to crash, if they don't have anybody that's doing a gap exchange with them, they're giving up a big play, whether you're Micah Parsons, Dorrance, or D-Law, right? Now that you have those guys playing a little more patient, D-Law hasn't given up those contained plays. Since the 49ers game last year, D-Law has been – he don't give up those plays. He don't break contain anymore because he understands I have to be patient some plays. And some plays I can just roll like a bat out of hell. And I think Dan Quinn has also put him in position where he lines him up at 3-tech sometimes and just lets him be where he wants to be. You want to be in the B gap? I'm gonna just line you up there instead of lining you up in the C and having you want to crash the B. I put somebody else in the C and tell them, hey, set the edge and let D-Law do his thing. So same thing goes for Micah Parsons. You put him, he's like a greyhound. You know what I mean? Greyhounds don't run unless their fucking rabbit takes off. They like to chase shit. That's why they run so fast. Some people run fast away from people. Some people run fast chasing shit. Micah Parsons he's like the Joker from Dark Knight. What was it? Dark Knight, Batman, whatever. He said I just chase cars. he said I don't plan anything. I just chase. That's the way Micah is. Like, he's an instinctive player and he's just chasing cars, man. So anything that moves, he wants to go and hit it. And if you know that's his natural inclination, you don't put him in position to have to be patient every play. That's where my biggest problem with him at defensive end is. So he's not better than those guys at defensive end. He's also not the best linebacker in the world either. He's not better than Fred Warner overall as a linebacker, right? But to get the best out of him, you can get every bit of his ability out of him at the middle. You can't do that defensive end. I don't care how good he is at defensive end. You still know at defensive end, this guy can cover a receiver. You know when he's playing defensive end. Hey, we've seen this guy make plays in the pass game too, right? We have a guy who can't cover running backs in LVE, right? Who we know this guy can though. You know what I'm saying? So at the edge, you can't ask him to do that. But at the middle, you can. And I know it's about a check. He won his check. But at the middle, you can ask him to say, hey, play sideline to sideline. He does it better than everybody. Hey, back off the ball, get into some of these passing lanes. He does that better than most if not all our linebackers. Maybe Bell's good at it too, but he's just as good. Also, I want you to mug the line of scrimmage, show blitz, even if you're not blitzing, and take up some of these blockers so that other guys can get free. Boom, you can do that. And then, blitz sometimes and surprise them and beat that center or that guard up and get you some sacks, which he's done already. So everything that he's capable of doing, he can do from right there in the middle. He can't do everything he's capable of doing. I don't care what you say from defensive end. He can't, because now you're down one rusher to ask him to drop in coverage. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? Don't make sense. Now you got three guys coming. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense. All right. I went deep enough into that, I think. What's good, Skywalker? My man's up in here, man. You know it's Saturday, man. Having fun with it, man. Trying to make up for lost time because we ain't get to go this Wednesday, man. I'm flying to Cali Tuesday, but I'll be in the hotel Wednesday morning. Don't have your guys grinding me up about that janky ass internet I'm gonna have, but I'm gonna be on it, man. I'm not gonna be in studio, but I'm gonna be on the show, man. Shout out to Skywalker still. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all put the moon or the stars, because he's Skywalking. You know what I mean? Put the moon and stars in the chat for some Skywalker still, man. That's my guy. I fuck with him for real. You know what I'm saying? Like he a real one, man. He a real one. You know what I mean? I like Pollard stepping up to block more. He's upgraded that skill set. Yeah, he can. Sandra Love says, I think Rico is a little Zeke. Yep. He runs lower than Zeke. Yeah, he got a good pad level. I wouldn't argue. Who's more consistent, offense or defense? Depends on what phase of. I mean, that's still not an answer or a real question, because you've been watching the first half of the season or first 5 games of the season. The defense is more consistent than the offense, but the last 5 games or 4 games, four. How many games we played? What, we 6-3? We 6-3, right? Yeah. So the last 4 games, the offense has been more consistent than the defense, right? So we're balanced in that way too. You know what I mean? Michael Green says, "Preach." Peace and blessings, Okoye. Is this the week Rashan Evans has a breakout game? I think we look better with him on that defense. I would definitely agree. And if there is a game where you're going to look good, it better be against Bryce Young. If you don't look good, then you got to start asking some questions. Even then, like, what's up with you, buddy? But I don't even know where the question of his play comes from. I think Cowboys fans, we live in such a vacuum that we forget, like, yo, man, players play for other teams too, right? And they play well. All you got to do is go look. It's not like he has years removed, like LV's years removed from playing well. You had to go all the way back to his rookie year to see him play great, right? He played okay after that, but great rookie year, some of his second year, till he got hurt against the Rams, and then he got hurt again in a Minnesota game, like maybe a year after that. And then after that, he kind of slowed that shit down, right? Whereas Evans, his best year was last year. He wasn't a bum last year. He was great last year. 159 tackles. You know what I'm saying? That's great. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. That's a pro. He put up Pro Bowl numbers last year. Just didn't make a Pro Bowl. But he put up Pro Bowl numbers in Atlanta. So I don't have to ask what Evans can do. And if Evans, I haven't seen Clark do that. I don't think Clark is that guy yet. I haven't seen Marquise Bell do it. I know he can't do it like that. So to say, is he the guy? He is the guy at middle linebacker. Can we get him up to speed is the question, fast enough for him to show it, on tape here. But I don't think there's a fall off. You don't just fall off a cliff and you just put those type of numbers up and played all 17 games. So I don't have any questions about Evans. It's just, let's hurry up and get him up to speed. That's it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's the reversed effect when we get a player for the Cowboys versus when someone else gets a player. Make sure y'all hit the like button too. I got like 62 likes. It's 129 of y'all on here. Get them likes up, man. Come on, man. Be respectful. Let's do this. But it's the reverse effect when we get a player. When the 49ers go out and get Randy Gregory, they're like, we got a player. We're like, we don't know. If we'd have got Randy Gregory back, we'd have been questioning whether or not he was something. The 49ers go get Chase Young, they're like, we got a player. They don't question what he is. He ain't have a year like Evans either. We went out and got a guy. He's a guy. Like Evans is a guy. But we question it like when we get him, we're not even excited about it. You know what I mean? But we all want to go get guys and make splashes in free agency and make trades and so on. When we get these guys, appreciate them because they're good. He's a good player. If it has the potential to be great. And I thought that when he was in college. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody ever denied that. All right. Let's see what else we got. I think we're a team that can win both ways, offensively and defensively. You right, one hand bandit. What's up, bro? Let's see who else we got. Do you really think Turpin, Gallup, and Tolbert? Do you really need Turpin, Gallup, and Tolbert active? No, you don't need them active. But yeah, you don't need them active. But who do you want to take off for that? I don't think they're going. Realistically, you're not going to deactivate Gallup. He's not going to be a healthy scratch. You might want him to be, but he's not. And then if he's not going to be a healthy scratch, then they all do need to be active. I guess that's the answer, because he's not going to be a healthy scratch. And Turpin needs to be active. Special teams and his receiving ability and his gadget playability helps us out. And Tolbert needs to be active because we don't need to push him back and hamper his progress anymore when he's showing promise the way he's showing. Why would you send him back to the cave? You know what I mean? You want him to come out into the light and start showing what he can do. And you can't do that if you don't activate him. So, and he's also a guy that does a lot of dirty work. He's one of our best blocking wide receivers, if not the best. And he's definitely the dirty work guy for rub routes and getting other guys open. So I like what Tolbert, I'm talking about, not Turpin, sorry. I like what Tolbert's able to do in that regard. So I would say, yeah, you need all three of them active, man. You don't need McEwen active. You don't need him active. Now that you got Hendershot there, though, you don't need McEwen active. No. There's certain linemen you don't need active every week. There you go. So maybe that's what you do. You don't need Iboga, whatever his name is, the corner that we got from Miami. You don't need him active. You don't need Eric Scott Jr. active. You don't need Nashawn Wright active. You don't need those guys active. You know what I mean? Certain players you don't have to have out there. You know what I mean? And I think it goes that way. All right. Let's see. Rico runs like he got a Rico. Yeah, he do. Hold on, let me get this super chat real quick. Oh, that's what Marcus Wynn said. He said Rico runs like he got a Rico. Thanks for the super chat, bro. And that's a fact. He definitely does. Kyle, he said, "What up, Okoye? How do you feel about Shoemaker's usage? Are we targeting him too much, or are we just developing his role?" I don't say we target him too much. It's not about targeting him. It's about when you target him. You have a bona fide number one tight end. Mike McCarthy's never been a guy that had 2 or 3 tight ends anyway. He's never been a tight end user. He's never been a guy. I can't think of a tight end that was like, Finley was hurt all the time, but he was trying to get Finley involved. They had Martellus Bennett for a little bit. Didn't really do a whole lot with him. They had the other guy too from Seattle, big dude. What's his name? I don't remember. You know who I'm talking about. But they had a couple tight ends that were supposed to be that guy that didn't really go crazy, but they did okay, right? But having it where we already got Ferguson, who's a bona fide number one tight end. Shoemaker, you want to justify that pick by trying to make him a number 2 and number 1. That's cool. You're thinking about Gronk and Hernandez and that type of thing. That's cool, but this ain't that. I think he's more of a Dan Campbell type of tight end. Dan Campbell was a good tight end, but he was a blocker. And every once in a while in the goal line, because he was blocking so well and so much, you didn't pay attention to him in pass coverage, and he can get out there and hurt you. I think that's more Shoemaker right now. Now, a full off season working with Dak, getting the chemistry down, next year coming out there hitting it, yeah, cool. I don't think you should do it now because think about it this way. If Ferguson is on the level of a Kelsey, which I think he can be, and he is, or if you use him right, If Ferguson is on a level of a Kelsey, would you target the other guy on a team with Kelsey on it in crucial situations just to get him involved? Fuck no. And you don't do it here. Like Ferguson has shown that he's that guy. So give him a lot more of those targets, and then let Shoemaker do the dirty work that he needs to be doing to get himself acclimated. I think the moment is too big for Shoemaker right now. You know, you've seen moments where when Dalton Schultz first started, he was dropping a lot of passes in that one game, and then he got it together. All right, Shoemaker's taking a little longer because he gets excited when the ball comes his way. Not that he can't play. I think he's just excited. You know what I mean? He gets real jittery, and the game hasn't slowed down for him yet. And if it does, it does. But until I see it, no, you don't target him. I don't like the usage if you're going to target him. No, not a lot. The way we're handling Rico feels punitive to me. Maybe he did something. All right. You said Rico's on the injury report because y'all love Rico right now. I'm glad somebody love him. Speaking of the hip, Rico took a direct shot to that hip, as much contact as you're ever going to get directly on your hip, and he got up celebrating. Yeah, I think he okay. I think he okay. He a tough boy too. He okay. Uh, we don't wipe these 3 or 4 says 2022 draft class looked like a special class. Yeah, I agree. Well, you got Bland on it. It don't need to be that special with Bland on it. Let's see what else we got. Um, he says Sam is the second most. Shannon Sharp says Sam is the second most talented defensive end on his team. Won't argue with you there, but we got to get him on the field more to make him show it. Yeah. Jay Bryant, sup Koye? I thought Zeke wore down because his pad level was too high. TP needs to be used as a receiver more, but McCarthy is holding that. I think. Well, no, TP's being used as a receiver. I think they don't trust him as a receiver because when Dak throws his ass the ball in certain situations, TP's had 2 or 3 situations where Dak had to go over to him and like, yo, catch the fucking ball, right? He had one where he had a screen pass, would have been a touchdown. He had another where they threw it to him on the wing. He just puts one hand up and and misses it. Then you had one where Dak just misses him in the Rams game. Dak just missed him, but TP cooked that dude. You know, so they're using him. You're not going to target him 10 times a game. You know, he's going to get his 3, his 3 automatics. They're going to call 3 plays. Now, you catch those, you might get 5, maybe 6 targets. But you don't catch them, we ain't going back to you. And I think that's what's happening. It's just like if you got a 3rd down and you're a receiver, you say, I want to be targeted more, but you got a bunch of 3 and outs. How often can we target you? You got to catch the ball to keep yourself on the field. The chains move, we get more plays run. If the chains ain't moving, we ain't running more plays. And if we ain't running more plays, you ain't getting the opportunities because you ain't keeping us on the field. So he has to perform in order to get those targets that you want TP to get. And he's been getting some targets and some opportunities, 4 touchdowns at that. And I think TP this year so far has left 3 or 4 touchdowns on the field that the TP of last year would have got. You know what I mean? And nobody's saying nothing about it because they don't know it's there. You're probably not paying attention. 210-pound linebackers is cute, but would it be a problem against running teams? Yeah, I think the 49ers would beat Bell up. That's true. Bell is coming along and will only improve with an offseason as a linebacker. Bell will always be a will linebacker, though. Frame matters. People forget that frames are frames for a reason, meaning even if he adds 15 pounds to his frame, however he gets those 15 pounds, it's not the weight that matters. It's the muscle and your true frame and your strength and your leverage. And a guy that's naturally 245, 250, like a Micah, is always going to be stronger and bigger than a guy who balloons up to 230 to 250. Even if he got that big, he ain't going to be the same 250 as a Micah 250 because his frame is not built for that. So he's always going to be a will linebacker / safety. He's never going to be a guy that could be in the middle of the field taking on guards. He's not that guy. He's not going to do it. Chris Davis, what y'all think about Wanye not seeing the field? He's our best safety, and Curse has played like shit all year. I gotta pause you there. And so has Jay Luke. Gotta pause you again. Looks like 2 spots he could potentially take to me. Give him one. Well, number one, you're wrong about Kurtz playing like shit all year, and you're also wrong about J. Lou playing like shit all year. Like shit, you got to show me when you say that, right? And statistically, you can't have two things happen. I don't get where people get this from. Y'all watch one play or two plays where a guy gets beat, and y'all say shit. Y'all don't watch the plays where he's not getting seen at all because he's doing his job, right? Curse is one of those guys, and so is J. Lou. Curse coming forward towards the line of scrimmage has been well. Him in space has not been so great, but Dan Quinn has also asked him to do some things in space that he hasn't been accustomed to doing since he's been here because we were playing one style of defense before where we were playing that big nickel and had him and Wilson both on the field at the same time and asked Curse to be the man guy. He's playing man against tight end so that Wilson can run free in space. Wilson was hurt. So when we were getting Wanye on the field or when we were getting Hooker down in the box, sometimes you ask Kurtz to play in space, and he's not a space guy. So he looks like shit in space, I would agree. But he hasn't looked like shit all year. He made some plays for us that I think people don't give him credit for. Tackles usually coming forward in the line near the line of scrimmage versus the run or affecting the pass in some way, shape, or form. He's been okay, right? And then man coverage has been okay. J. Lou as well, right? J. Lou has not been getting spanked all year, right? And I'll prove that to you. The games that y'all most hated J. Lou, which is like the Rams game, even last game, the Eagles game, y'all were on his ass, right? Well, in those games, the Rams game, I'll say, Matt Stafford only put up 162 yards. The one touchdown he threw was against J. Lou, yeah, but he put up 162 yards. How can I say that J. Lou is playing like ass when that's what a quarterback gave up against him? DeVito, he gave up. They gave up 86 yards to DeVito, 86. So that's an averagely good day for a receiver. If he was giving up 86 yards to a receiver, I would say, he got beat a little bit. But when the whole offense passes for 86 yards, how can I be mad at J. Lou after that type of game? The Eagles, Hurts only put up 201 yards. And most of his first downs was not against J. Lou. His first down was against Gilly, and his touchdown, the one big play he had, was against our favorite Bland. If that would have been J. Lou over there that gave up that touchdown to Devontae Smith, people would have been on his ass, right? Even more so. He didn't give up the touchdown. That was Bland that did that. You know what I mean? He didn't give up a touchdown. He gave up a first down to Dallas Goedert, who he shouldn't have been covering anyway because we got Curse, who's our tight end racer, or Wanye. In those cases, in that way, you can argue that Wanye should be on the field, not because J. Lou is playing like ass, because J. Lou damn sure shut down Cooper Kupp by himself. He did that. So if you see another game where Cooper Kupp just can't get off because of the guy that's in his face, you show me that. Because you show me a guy that's a bum that could do that. And then I'll say J. Lou should not play. He's a situational guy, I agree, but not a guy that shouldn't be on the field. That's craziness. To even say it don't even make sense. Nashawn Wright should be cut. Nothing good happens when that guy's on the field. Damn, Nashawn, you gotta prove yourself, bro. They on your ass, bro. They on your ass. Let's keep going. Sheesh. Y'all got a lot of chats in here, man. Y'all been going. Y'all been going. Appreciate it. Let me see where we at with it. All right. Let me get back up here. I lost it a little bit. You said you have 150 or some current viewers, but they actually are asking really good questions. They are. So, I'm gonna keep answering them. Appreciate that though, Andy. Zubia. Gregory said, "How you feel now, Jameson?" Oh, then they on Jameson. Jameson is I guess he's sick. My guy AKOYE, where your glasses? Not here at my crib. You know what I mean? Not in the studio. I left the crib quick. I ain't think about it. I wasn't even going live today, so I didn't need them. I don't need glasses to look around and like I can see. I just need glasses to read. Like I need reading glasses, but I don't need glasses like in my day to day. I can see everything. So I didn't leave the house with them. So excuse my squint, bruh. Justin D he said I was sold on Shun when I watched his college tape and Vach's Patreon. Man, don't miss blocks, and we definitely had a tight end missing block issues the last 2 years. Yeah, he don't miss blocks. Yeah, he like I said, Dan Campbell. I like Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit Lions. He was that guy for us. He was that guy for the Giants too. Like, he could block, and he played for the Lions. He can block his ass off. Having Dan Quinn out there was like having an extra lineman out there, and then he could sneak out there and do some things for you too. Shun and MG need some extra practice work because they both need to get their pass catching confidence back. I think Gallup got it back last game, but only time will tell. I seen Ferguson last year and knew he was the kind of player, knew he was this kind of player. Why didn't our front office see that? Why would we lock ourselves into a tight end in the second round, no matter who was available? That's window dressing on the board. Uh, yeah, that's window dressing your board. I agreed. I don't know why we did it either because I thought that Hendershot and Ferguson were the guys, right? But Mike McCarthy, saw differently for some reason. I don't know why, but he did. I thought that Ferguson could be what he is right now too, and I guess they didn't initially. They're starting to now. They're starting to now. But Shun wasn't a great. He wasn't a great draft pick in my opinion. Not because he's not a good player, but because I don't think we needed a tight end that high. I don't think we did. I think we wanted receiver help, but I think Cooks was the receiver help we needed. And then you had question marks with Tolbert. You had question marks with Turpin. We hadn't used Turpin yet. So you had a wide receiver room that really was like CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup guaranteed, and then Cooks. You know what I mean? So I think they just wanted more receiving options. And then once the season started, you realize, hey, we ain't really you was shopping on an empty stomach. You were hungry when you went shopping and went and bought a little bit too much. You don't really want to eat that. You know what I mean? I think that's what Shoemaker is. But it is what it is. I don't want any of our players to underperform. We won a championship, so get everyone playing at peak levels when it counts. Most December when it counts most, which is December and January. Tight end is one of the two or three least valuable positions in the draft, and we just throw away a second round pick when we already had a stud in Ferguson. We had holes on the roster that needed filling: wide receiver, offensive line, and running back. I won't argue or fight you on that. There were players that I think you could have went out and got that I think would have justified would have been more justified than Shoemaker. I won't argue that. Please speak to D Law's huge part of our success. This is David Intilli. He said, please try to say, please try and say he stinks. Yeah, people try to say that because of his lack of sacks. I actually, I won't front. When I initially started doing this, right, I was looking at D Law and the fact that when he came up against containment players that you have to contain, whether it's running backs or quarterbacks, he was so aggressively getting upfield, and he was coming from a different scheme with Rob Marinella, where he was asked to get upfield. He was doing that so much, we were giving up so many yards on the outside. I used to be pissed off at D Law too. It was great when it worked, when he gambled and it worked, but when it didn't work, it was big play after big play on the outside. And then when he stopped doing that, we had small guys in the defensive tackle position. Remember, we used to have Antoine Woods as our number one run stopper. And he wouldn't even make this team today. He wouldn't. He wouldn't make this team a defensive tackle. So when you don't upgrade that position and you don't value those positions, you get that kind of play. But now that D Law has the talent around him and he's a lot more calm and he's acclimated to Dan Quinn's scheme over the last 3 years, D Law is a whole problem. He's a whole problem. I love D Law. I love what he's doing. I love how aggressive he plays. The things that he's doing don't always add up on the stat line, but I think he's accepted that. I think Micah Parsons is starting to too. It's like you don't have to be blowing up the stat board, playing hero ball. But what you do need to do is make sure that the rest of the team is better because you're out there. D Law has been that guy. He's not fucking up. And then when he's asked to get up and it's coming his way, he makes the play. So shout out to D Law. Appreciate you, shedding some light on him. DP Johnson, look, y'all can stop it. Hold on, let me super chat. Let me read this first. Look, y'all can stop it. Bell is playing Curse's role next year forward. He's playing where Damone or Overshawn will be next year, depending if we bring Evans back. What you think, Okoye? Yeah, I think I don't think Bell should be the guy to replace Curse, personally speaking. You could do that, but I think that's a Wanye role, in my opinion. I think that's a Wanye role. because I don't. Wilson's not going anywhere, and neither is Hooker. I think that's a Wanye position. Bell is going to be trapped at linebacker, and I think he'll be pushed to more of a rotational backer when Overshawn gets up to speed. But with the way they've been doing guys that get that type of injury and the way they value the linebacker position, Overshawn's not going to be at full speed next year. And we saw what we did. We redshirted Cox and then got rid of him. And I think Overshawn's injury happening so young, so early before he even gets a chance, it still leaves us hungry at linebacker. And you have the same problem. You're going to have guys that are going to get drafted that may take his spot depending on how they play and how they step up. And then we have guys on the team already that may take his spot, Overshawn's that is, based off of how they play right now, like Evans, like you're talking, or Clark. It's their job to keep. If they do it, you got to go out there and make it undeniable that we cannot take you off the field. We should not take you off the field. That is undeniable. You can do that. They can do that. They just have to go out there and make the plays. So if that happens, it's going to be a moot point. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be arguing about that. Ken Art, what's up? He said, I'll take $10 to $15 million tight ends all day that produce 8+ TDs in the red zone. I don't buy into the value variances between positions. Yeah, I don't either. I think when people start talking about the money, when owners do it, I get it, but they done corrupted y'all so bad with Madden and with the cap telling you what guys are paid and so on. They done messed y'all up so bad with that I said that Micah Parsons should play middle linebacker. Somebody said to me, Fred Warner makes $17 million a year. Micah Parsons needs to be a defensive end so he can get his $30 million. I said, yo, why don't you just fucking pay him $30 million to be the player we need him to be in the middle of the field? It don't matter to me if you say DE or LB. He's a football player that's a chess piece, and you can say put him everywhere and pay him because we put him everywhere. Now, if you have another linebacker that can run a 4-3, that can cover a slot receiver or an outside receiver, that could also stop the run in space the way he does, that can run sideline to sideline and pass rush as good as the likes of Myles Garrett and those guys, then you pay him like Micah Parsons. But if he plays like Fred Warner and he's just a cover guy, you pay him like Fred Warner. Fuck the positional pay. Pay him based off of what he does. Like I agree with Le'Veon Bell when it says you gotta have like a playmaker category for certain players where you just pay him because he's a playmaker. He's just a football player. And I think Micah Parsons is that guy. Like, I don't give a shit what you say his position is. And if the fact that he doesn't want to play linebacker, which is where he should be, because of the pay, is bad. And they done programmed y'all to agree with that shit. So appreciate that, Kennard. You're right. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with AKOYE. Fans don't watch tape and their emotions talk instead of facts. That's everybody. That's even me when I don't watch tape. When I'm watching the game live, people be coming at my neck and they're like, you remember this tweet? I said, but when did I make the tweet? And what was my mental condition when I made the tweet? If I was sitting down watching film and I put film in the tweet and I'm dead wrong, then you got me. You could say something to me because that means I'm just not paying attention to the film. But if I'm watching the game live and I'm drunk, or I'm watching the game live and I'm mad and I'm screaming at the TV and I'm tweeting, don't bring me those tweets. Because I might say something crazy, but then I might go back and say, damn, I didn't see that happen on film. Like, I had a play where I looked at Evans, right? I gave Evans credit for throwing a guy in the Rams game. I'm like, damn, you see what Evans just did on that tackle? He threw ball and then he tackles the guy, tackles the running back, slams him, boom, on his first tackle of the season so far against the Rams. Then I go back and watch the film. And I said, oh, shit. He didn't even throw the guy. He just finished him. Mozzie threw him. So I had to give Mozzie the credit on that play, right? But live, you'll see the tweet. I was giving Evans credit. See what I'm saying? That's because I couldn't see it. So that goes for everybody, including me, man. Ain't none of us perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm more of a boxing guy than football guy. I know football because I grew up playing it. It's in my blood, and I know the game. But it don't even hold a candle to how much I know about boxing. Like, boxing is like, I can, you got some guys that could take a car apart and some, but can't fix a bike, but he can understand some of the principles because he can fix a car. I'm that guy. Like, I can understand how a bike or a motorcycle is supposed to work, but my version of car is boxing. So when it comes to film, I just watch the film and let the film talk to you, and I'm just good at articulating what I see. But we all do that, man. So yeah, that's not just regular fans. That's everybody. It's everybody. Um, let's see where we at. Where we at? Yep. Go Cowboys. We need to win and go to the playoffs. Keep winning and go Cowboys fan for life. I am hoping this is our year. Okay, go Cowboys, win Cowboys. That's Jackson Albert. He said, "Go win. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go." Sadiqa Charles said, "Okoye, good seeing you here. I'm here to support my brother." Yes, ma'am. You already know. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I hope you feeling better too. I know you was under the weather too. Boom. Coach Marv, yeah, I got your email. I saw the snaps and yeah, I saw everything. I just didn't post it on Twitter yet because I had already hit him so hard with all the footage on Twitter that I was like, they about tired of me talking about Micah Parsons on Twitter right now. I've been cursing everybody out for the last 3 days. Yeah, I got your email though. I appreciate it, and you got my number, so text me too. Um, let's see. I got a lot going on in here, man. I like all the energy with the chats, man. I like all the energy. Let's see what y'all talking though. All right, let me scroll up. Who we got? Damn, it's a lot. What a, got it. All right. They said we should bring Evans back. I agree. Curse has been taking terrible angles all year. He looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Uh, I don't see that, but I don't see that consistently. But he's been okay, not great, but he's okay. Thank you for that frame of reference. We always seem to get fooled by all this protein powder muscle that lacks true fiber, big muscles and weak tendons and ligaments. Oh, you talking about the Marquise Bell thing? Yeah, Marquise Bell will forever be a will guy. You know what I mean? There are 220-pound linebackers in the league, but when you 210, they saying he 210. I said he was 218 when we drafted him. Somehow it became 205. You know what I mean? I don't know how. But if he is 205, truly, he don't look 205. Because you got to realize Trayvon is 210, 205 to 210. He don't look like no Trayvon. Like Bell looked bigger than that to me. Wanye is 220. He looked more like Wanye size to me. But they got him listed at 205. Now, it's a big jump to get from 205 to 230 in a season. It ain't that big going from 212, 217 to 230. That ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like Tony Pollard, 217. Guess what Zeke was when he got in the league? 215. Tony Pollard don't run like a 215 Zeke because they frame ain't the same. I don't give a shit how big he is. He don't run like that. And then you had guys like Mo Williams who played for the Vikings back in the day. He was only 200 pounds, but something was just wrong with it. He just run like a bat out of hell, right? He just was a power back, but he was only 200 pounds. So it just depends on who you are and your style of play and the way your body is constituted. You play a little bit different. You might have some little more oomph to you. Brian Dawkins was a safety that could come up and feel like a linebacker. He would go knock out him and Roy Williams. They would go knock out offensive linemen on their way to making tackles as safeties. Most safeties can't do that shit. Cam Chancellor, too, he would do it. And Cam Chancellor knocked the shit out you if you a lineman trying to block him. But I wouldn't ask most safeties to do that. You know what I mean? So there you go. Let's keep going. Did J. Lou get need some water. Throw it dried in the mug. All right, here we go. Did J. Lou get the flags that got Bland scored on? I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, Sandra said, yep. But J. Lou got flagged last week, and the guy pushed him down. So they be coming at J. Lou something crazy. It's just that we don't get away with the things that other teams get away with. And then J. Lou, when we say that in one moment, but then when it's J. Lou, we be like, you shitty. You shitty. But when they do it to Gilly, they did that to Gilly. Gilly got a flag and he ain't even do nothing. But we took that off him because we like Gilly. All right. Do you think that Parsons doesn't like playing linebacker? I think Parsons wants to contribute. And when he's like me, in the heat of the moment, like when he was in the game and right after the game, he probably tweeted what he tweeted because he was mad that he hadn't seen the film yet. So he's mad, hey, I didn't make an impact, and he wants to make an impact no matter what. But once you watch the film and you see what happened on the plays that he dropped back, I don't think he was half as mad like when you saw him in his last press conference. He wasn't mad no more. So I think he doesn't care. He just wants to make an impact wherever he is. JV B-Boy, what's up, man? He said, then J.A. said, this might be a Bones trick play on special teams game. Haven't seen one this year. Probably. Who knows? He said, why are folks so hyped about Hendershot? He's a fumbler. Hendershot can run, but, I haven't seen him do much either. Not yet. DP, bro, please help me to get it out to the nation that we better appreciate big time Hank in the middle. Yeah. We got one linebacker who has missed one tackle and another top ranked in the league while only giving up 3.5 yards a carry. Um, well, Hankins Hankins is a guy that keeps all of our linebackers clean. Both him and Mozzie, they've been keeping guys. Well, not just him and Mozzie, everybody. But you're just not asking those 285-pound guys to do it play in, play out. So you're not asking, Chauncey or Osa to take on double teams every play anymore like we were before. I remember when Dayton Jones was here. Shout out to Dayton too. He's my resource when it comes to defense. Like Dayton, he schooled me to the game a lot, and I appreciate him for it. But shout out to him because when he was playing here, he's only 285, and he was really a defensive end, outside linebacker type. Why the hell was he playing one tech? I don't know. But he broke his leg playing one tech for us, and then we got rid of him next year. You know what I mean? But Dayton was one of those guys that you was asking to do that play in, play out. Why? 285, taking on double teams every play. I don't like it when we got Osa out there doing it. You know what I mean? But we do it sometimes. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Uh yeah, I got your email, Coach Marv. I talked about that already. David and Tilly, appreciate you. DP, I think Curse and DA and Fowler could all be gone, um, and the contracts say it. I agree. Thomas may get Curse's spot, but also plays free, so I don't know. Well, Hooker plays free, so I don't see Wanye taking Hooker off the field, and that would be dumb anyway. Now you could put both of them out there. But I don't think Hooker. But we don't need to play a too high look anyway. But Wanye gives you a range. Like if you have Hooker playing over the top, like that umbrella roll, and then Wanye playing, the diagonal stuff, you could take a lot of stuff away. Even with having Wanye in the box, he could still roll back there post snap. So there's things you could do with Wanye on the field that you can't possibly do with Curse on the field at all. Now Wilson does some of that stuff too that I like. But yeah. I believe Wanye role is where Malik Hooker plays. It is, but Wanye could do everybody's job. So there is no where Wanye should be. Wanye could do exactly what you have Wilson doing. He could definitely do what you have Kurtz doing. And that's what they have him doing right now. Like he's a man cover guy that could do a little bit of everything. T Mafiani, what's up, man? I still need to get with you on the music tip. You got my number, so shoot me a text, man. I need to get with you because I'm about to go to some new levels here too, man. Agree, JV, but I think he does everything better than Curse as well. Facts. Damone, Bell, Overshawn, we got building blocks of a great linebacker room. I hope we keep Evans so he can breathe physicality back into that room. Facts. That was DP Johnson that said that. You always got some good comments, DP. Chris Johnson. So does the chat one Parsons at linebacker or defensive end? I don't know. My eye itching like a mug, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic to the mic. I don't fucking understand. But let's see it. Chat. Do y'all want Parsons at linebacker or defensive end? Me and Scott said Micah in the middle, man. Let's say off ball or on ball. Which one do y'all want? Right. That's what he says. Micah is not just a football player, but a generational player. Factual. Jameson, go get you some magnesium gummies or powder mix. Yo, you actually crazy good with that. It's funny that you bring that up. I got a wellness center upstairs, so I'm qualified to say this. I just don't talk about business. That business anyway. What I'm doing is I try to keep it on what we on, right? But there's a way to heal almost anything in your body. You need energy, hydration, and alkaline environment. You got those three things, and you catch it early enough. I don't care if it's cancer, anything, diabetes, whatever it is, you can your body will heal itself if it has an influx of energy. So that's why when a dog sits down and rests and he pants, he's just conserving energy. You know what I'm saying? You need alkaline environment, so you can put lemon in your water. That's alkaline. Energy and water, and then hydration. The energy comes from magnesium. When magnesium salts get into water, there's an explosion. That explosion is energy. So it's the same thing when you take magnesium. It's like you get an influx of energy. Then you taking it with water. That's your hydration, or fruit. That's your hydration. And then you need a alkaline environment as well, and you can heal almost anything. So that was a good one. Listen to Chris Davis on that. You are a real Chris Davis, huh? He's like, shit, I know my shit. Huh? That's crazy that you know that though. That's definitely true. All right, let's see what else we talking about. Micah is an ex-backer. He is positionless. Yes, you line him up where he gives you the best advantage, and you roll with it. I agree. Coach Marv said, "Let's drive it home," and I think that's exactly what we get, man. I love your take on Shakur. Yo, since we talk about boxing real quick, like I said, I know boxing very well. Shakur cannot deal with a southpaw. You got some southpaws who really are true southpaws that know how to fight as a southpaw and know where their advantages are. Shakur just likes southpaw because it gives him an advantage. I was one of those guys too. I feel more comfortable as a southpaw, and my trainers used to be pissed off that I wanted to fight as a southpaw because I'm naturally right-handed. When I finally switched, I learned so much more about defense than I did as a southpaw, because as a southpaw you have a angle advantage. So Shakur, being a southpaw or fighting that southpaw, and he's a really a right-handed fighter, he really limited himself because he's had that advantage for so long against conventional fighters that he doesn't know how to fight a real southpaw. He don't know how to fight other southpaws, nor does he know how to fight a conventional fighter that knows how to approach a southpaw the right way. If you do, like if you fight I'm not even playing when I say this. I got guys right now at 140, 147 ish that can get down to 135, 140 that will beat Shakur Stevens' ass as a southpaw. They will fuck him up the way he fought just now. Now, if he ups his game, he changed some things, cool. But if he go in there doing that, going straight back and trying to run the whole, you're not gonna deal with these guys in Philly, man. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of, like, look at how Boots fights as a southpaw, then look at Shakur and tell me they look anywhere near in the same league. They do not, or even Tank Davis. They're not in the same league with the way Tank Davis knows how to fight as a southpaw. He knows how to set traps as a southpaw, and he can fight other southpaws. If a southpaw can't fight other southpaws, they're not that good. You know what I mean? Errol Spence versus Crawford. When Crawford went southpaw, it was over for Errol Spence. Why? Because fighting another southpaw is not as easy because you don't have the angle advantage. And if you can't deal with a right-handed jab or a jab, it's because no one ever taught you how to take a jab away. Once you learn how to do it, then you know how to do it as a southpaw or a conventional fighter. But if you never had to do it because you've been always fighting as a southpaw and you've always had that advantage, you never learned it. So you don't know how to take a jab away. You know what I mean? And then it's over for you. Um, I'm glad when the chats gets popping, so it's not just me saying a bunch of shit. I'm glad too, man, because you talk a lot of shit, Chris Davis. But I like you though, man. I like it a lot. Tifa Man, he said, "How you feel about us adopting the dollar defense? Whatever gets the right amount of talent on the field. Like we go dollar, you put two linebackers and three down linemen out there. I'm cool with that because that second linebacker is Micah, so he's really either the fourth lineman or he's really playing linebacker, and you never know. Or Evans is coming, and you never know. But the best defense to date for us, though, because the dollar is better if you're a secondary heavy team, which we have good safeties. But I would argue that where we're heaviest is defensive line. So we need to be a 5-2-3-4 front team. That's where we're best. Not so much our coverages are going to be our coverages. What we need to be able to do is disguise pressure without making it look much different, and be able to stop the run out of our base front. You know what I mean? Let's see. Curse lost a step. I agree with that. Love him, but he's slowing down. That's actually true. Thanks for being on today. Yeah, I'm not going nowhere. He said, "So what you think about Shakur?" I just told you. I think Shakur is all right, but he need to up his game. You know, he doesn't have a true he don't have a true defense. He don't got a true. He got a defense when it comes to dealing with conventional fighters, not southpaws. Wait till they get him on that designer growth hormone, and his heart doubles in size. Yeah, you're probably right. You gotta get that Balco. Steve White, what's up? He said he gonna gain 5 pounds of just heart growth. Yeah, Marion Barber was 218, but he ran like Jerome Bettis. Exactly my point. Everybody constitute a little different. AKOYE, put your glasses on. I ain't got them, Sadiqa. I would. Your chat is like 10 minutes behind, so we start responding to what you're saying. Then 10 minutes later, you read our responses. Is that intentional? Like, do you have a delay? No, it's that I'm all the way up here, so I'll go in on a question while I'm talking to you right now, Chris. Somebody else is saying something. I can't get to that. And then I got so many other. I'm not skipping. So if I skip, I can skip down to the bottom of the chat, right? And now I'm like, DP just said something. He said, when the season's over, we review the tape. Hankins, Chauncey, and Ferg gonna have a lot of shit to say. All are balling way better than the level of credit they receive. That's the newest chat, right? But you're all the way up here, right? Right. So I didn't even get to your Hankins unsung yet, right? So we all the way up here, and I don't skip any. So by the time I get down to where DP was just at, it's like 30 more comments made. So I'm always gonna be behind because who the hell can read that fast, man? And then answer it. If I just read your question and kept it moving, I can keep up with the chat. But I'm trying to answer it and actually expound upon what you're saying. You know what I mean? So that's what's gonna be happening, man. He is so behind the chat. Leave me alone, man. Leave me alone, man. It ain't my glasses. That ain't why. Chris Davis, Sandra, I don't think he's behind. I think he's delayed because it's like that even when there's a lot of comments. Yeah, it's a lot of comments, man. He understands. How you feel about Gallimore? Gallimore, okay. I don't think Gallimore's a guy that we needed on the roster, though. I think Gallimore, you can give Gallimore snaps to Chauncey and Osa and have them split it and Mozzie, and I'll be just as happy. I don't think we needed Gallimore, but I like him. Gallimore was one of my guys, you know what I mean? But this team has improved so much that, I remember when Antoine Woods and Gallimore were guys that I liked. Now they're guys that I'm like, if they make the roster, great, but they're not guys, that are necessary. All right. Let's see. Hankins is an unsung hero of this defense. He's one of my favorite Cowboys. He's a great husband and father, and he has a YouTube channel and makes great videos. Go check him out. I will. I will. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Do you think we about to do? Do you think we're about to adopt the dollar package at some point this year on defense? Maybe, but I don't know why everybody's saying it. Like, what's the thing? Why? You got an email or a place to contact you about this type of stuff on a journey on to heal somethings. Go to Unibody. Yeah, you can go to Unibody. You can give me your info on Unibody Health on IG. Unibody, UNIBE. I mean BODY Health. I said BE. Unibady. Unibody Health on IG. You can inbox me there and I'll help you out, man. We'll talk about it. I got a book called and there's another book that you should get. It's called the Encyclopedia, the Anti-Aging Encyclopedia, 4th edition. Look that book up. It's like $150, but any ailment you can think of is probably in that book. That's what I do. I don't make the shit up. I just go read it. They tell you what herbs you need. They tell you what formulations to put together, whether clinical or not, and you go about it that way. You know what I mean? You can attack almost anything like that. Situational depending on defensive end and linebacker. Oh, yeah, third down. Okay. Let's see. I think I could skip some of these though. Cause see, some of y'all not asking no real questions. All right, let's see. My bad, chat. I was wrong. I complain a lot, but I couldn't be happier with Bland. Such a steal in talent. Yeah, Bland is definitely a steal. Let's see. What is the one thing on O and D you would change to improve this team for the rest of the season? Okay, the one thing I would do on defense, I think y'all already know. Y'all can always say it. That's going to be putting Micah at linebacker. All right. I know Shock Talk. I don't got the goddamn glasses, Shock Talk. Goddamn. All right. Listen, but I can see why I'm not squinting like this. You know what I mean? I can see. I think y'all think I'm looking down because the camera is up. So when I go to read the chat, I'm looking down and I just got my eyebrows arched, like kind of hunched. But I'm not squinting that bad. You know what I mean? Not as bad as I used to. I think the eye bright is working. Chris, you good? I agree. We was giving up damn near 5 yards a catch when Hank showed up. He made us respectable last year, and right now we at 3.5 yards. I mean, a carry, you mean? And he's a huge part of that. Keep second level clean while pushing. Yep. Okoye, you have a website for your health and wellness business. Yeah, I have an IG page, so go to Unibody. I'm gonna type it in here. Unibody Health. Uh, Health. Boom. I think I spelled it right. Yep. Unibody Health on IG. Go there, and I'll talk to you. The what encyclopedia? Oh, okay. Here we go. I don't know how to spell encyclopedia, but let's try. The anti-aging. I think that's how you spell it. The anti-aging encyclopedia, fourth edition. I don't have it here with me. I'll also, if you inbox me, I'll send you that too. I'll send you a book on that. Put your glasses on, man. Everybody send it. What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow? Us more points than them. That's it. But no, seriously, I don't see Bryce Young scoring. And if he does, it's not going to be easy because they don't really move the ball all that well. So I think we're going to whoop their ass. And then once we up 14 points, it's going to be hard for Bryce Young to do anything. It might be bad. I think this will be another game where Dak doesn't play the fourth quarter. I think that that'll be 6 this year. Let's see if we can get to 10 games without playing the fourth quarter. Bland, keep his head down and keep working on his technique. He's the next Rod Woodson. May not, not many coverage corners who tackles as well as as him and play physical brand of ball while getting turnovers. Yeah, not that many. Not that many. JA, I'm finally down to the bottom of the chat, y'all. JA, I'd put Wanye in for Curse, Izzy in for J. Lou situationally. And on offense, I would stop giving Ferguson targets to Shun. I'd give Rico full series throughout the game and split carries with TP. I can't disagree with Chris. Be on point because I can't disagree with that, Chris. I would do the same. I would do the same. I like all that. Let's see. I don't want them to score nothing. I don't think they're gonna score anyway. Yeah. Can't find Unibody Health on Instagram. Come on, man. Let me see. I think you might be spelling it wrong. Why was I logged out? Damn, that's crazy. Who logged me out? Instagram kicked me off of Instagram? Or somebody fucking somebody probably tried me or something. Tried to hack me. You know what I mean? No, it's on there. I think you're just reading it wrong. Unibody. Can you see it? Dang, you can't see this shit. There we go. Damn. Why I won't focus? Unibody Health. So Unibody Health, bro. It's there. It's there. I just bought some black seed oil yesterday, man. It's crazy. All right. My charming, ravishing queen. Y'all showing Sadiqa the love, huh? Yeah. All right. He said it's always great to catch you live, Okoye. What's up, MZ? He said need more of Thomas playing. That's facts. I'm a Carolina guy. I really should be going to the game tomorrow, but I'm gonna go to AT&T in December. You got blacklisted by IG, probably. I get blacklisted by everybody. You know what I mean? But everywhere. You know what I mean? It is what it is. All right, it's 172 y'all in here. Y'all been lighting the chat up, and I appreciate that. Bernard Evans said, "Okoye, I'm just joining." Well, talk to me. Y'all can ask questions. You got to go back to the beginning for some of the things that y'all want me to answer because I don't want to answer the same stuff twice. You kind of get the gist of where this is going, but you can ask as much as you want because I still got a little bit of time. I'm going out with a homie. Shout out to Suge. Happy birthday, Brody. Going out with my homie for his birthday, but for right now, I got some time. So y'all gotta ask away, and I'm gonna answer. And then when I slow up, I'm off here, man. Yep. He said when I missed the live, I rewatched the video. Yep. Are we gonna see more of Evans? I think you came late, Agent 9. Be safe out there, champ. I'm always safe, Brody. Always, always, always safe. You know what I mean? Because you gotta don't stay safe, stay dangerous. That's what Nipsey said, right? But then he got himself out of here, not staying dangerous again. But rest in peace. Yeah. No questions. Going once, twice. So it's like no. When it comes to these chats as well, what I do want you guys to start doing, and especially the ones who are always talking, like always, educating, like Coach Marv and Chris Davis and Sadiqa, all y'all, start sending me topics and questions that y'all have and topic ideas because I definitely will answer them or make videos. I've been making shorter videos lately. I just haven't released them yet, but I'm going to because I've changed my format a little bit, and I'm starting to look into different business relationships, things that I want to do to grow the channel. So I had to change my format a little bit. I can't just go on here and go live 3 times a week and then say, hey, that's enough because I did 9 hours worth of work. Like you did 9 hours live, and then you did some breakdown shit too, and some Twitter. But I can make myself even more useful by doing shorter videos, man. DP says, I pray Mike McCarthy and BS saw sounds of the sidelines this week. Did you see how behind Rico the whole defensive front is? Hank damn near cried watching them. Yeah, I think they know Rico is the guy, man. Rico is a problem, man. I think they know. So I didn't. I didn't watch it, but I think they already know. Why don't they use Dowdle more? We can see he gets it done. I think they were protecting him from himself. Like I said, he got hurt in the Arizona game where he broke like 5 tackles. He hurt his hip, and I think they were just saying, "Hey, let's mitigate this because we need him down the stretch instead of just having him get hurt in 4 or 5 games. Now we can't use him anymore." I think Mike McCarthy was limiting him, or they were probably playing money ball, saying money plays because TP gets paid, so TP going to play. That could be a little bit of that too, but whatever it may be, now that he's finally gotten an opportunity to put it on film, you can't act like it didn't happen now. So you're going to now see more of Rico because Rico made that happen. And that's the same thing I say for Evans, Clark, and all these guys that get an opportunity now that LV is not there. The only way they're not drafting a linebacker is if one of y'all play like your hair is on fire, you know what I mean, and solidifies the position. So I want Evans, I want Parsons, I want all 4 of those guys, Evans, Parsons, Clark, and Bell, to make it so that we are looking at that as a linebacker room that can't be fucked with, and they gotta go out there and do that on film. They can't just can't be average. Bear 24, Shakur lowered his stock, Okoye. Yeah, he made it so that like, who listening to Shakur talk shit now? I wouldn't listen to him talk shit. He talks so much trash. It's like, that's cool. I talk some shit sometimes. But if I talk shit to you, I'm probably gonna do it though. I can do what I'm saying. Shakur talk shit, and you can't talk shit and then run. Now you can talk shit and lose. You can talk shit and somebody could be better than you, but you give it your all. That's different. That happens. You know what I mean? But what you can't do is talk shit and then run like you're scared and fight like you're scared. He fought scared. So you can't. Who want to hear you talk? I mean, it's guys who fight that are soft, like Arislan Lee Lara. When I say soft, I mean they slicksters. It's slick fighters. Arislan DeLara, Pernell Whitaker, rest in peace, was a slickster. So you have guys that are slick that's not punchers. Floyd wasn't really a puncher later in his career. When he went up in size, he was fighting guys that were way bigger than him, so he wasn't a puncher anymore. So you have guys like that where they are slick, but they still don't run like that. Everybody who said Floyd ran, I'm like, no. Floyd at his prime was whooping ass, and he was beating the shit out of punchers. Like Diego Corrales whooped his ass. Zab Judah beat his ass. Arturo Gotti beat his ass. You can keep going. Sharon Bay Mitchell beat his ass. Chop Chop Corley beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Shane Mosley caught him. That was late in his career. Beat his ass. Pacquiao, they both was over the hill. He won. Maidana, he ain't beat Madonna ass, but he didn't run from Madonna. He had to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He had to fight Cotto. He had to fight Canelo. He didn't run. He was right there to be hit, and that's defense. He's slipping punches and swimming without getting wet. Shakur is not that guy. He's not that guy. He can't do it. And I argue I mean, I can't wait. I hope he stay right where he at. Stay there and keep that name that you got right where it's at. Because I got guys that's about 2 years off your ass as far as records go. And I can't wait. So hopefully you still sitting there, with the same name draw power that you got 2 years from now, Shakur. I hope he is. You know what I mean? Because I got guys that's on that ass. You know what I mean? You got guys like Ray Ford. Shakur ain't no Ray Ford. Raymond Ford from Philly. Look him up. Raymond Ford will fuck Shakur up. You know what I'm saying? We got some guys here. Toro. There's a bunch of guys here that I seen firsthand that would they'll eat his lunch. You know what I'm saying? They eat his lunch. Did you do the Mozzie video yet? Which one? I did one, but I haven't done. I did a live. You got to go back to the live video that I just did. Uh-huh. So yeah, I did do one. You need to turn some of those review videos into Facebook ads to sell your products. Maybe. You got to talk to me about what that requires, bro. I'm just one man. Y'all see McCarthy kind of jumping down the media's throat lately. I kind of like it, and it seems like every time he does that, a change gets made. First was CD, then Cooks, now going to be Rico. Yeah, because he don't want nobody talking about the things that he's trying to hide. He want to hide certain bodies, and then they start talking about it, and now he got to show it. You know what I mean? Okoye, so you recommend replacing Curse and Lewis with those younger cats, and what really should be done with Micah? Should Micah just be free to hunt? You were here late, so I already said this. I think Micah is free to do everything from the middle. He can't cover receivers from the middle without you losing something on the defensive line of scrimmage, but he can from linebacker, and still you lose nothing on the defensive line of scrimmage because you have a guy like Fowler or Sam Williams in there for him at defensive end, and Mike is still taking up the attention of the offensive line. So he, even when he's not rushing, he can still help those front four guys go. And then when he does rush, he's not the fourth guy, he's the fifth guy, which makes it so that you can't even double team him or chip him because he's coming into the A gap crashing. So that's what I said about him. As far as replacing Curse and Lewis, I think that Wanye will replace Curse, and I think Lewis will be replaced by either Izzy or somebody that we draft, or next year when Bland is kicked back to the slot, that's the end of J. Lou being the fourth corner. You got to remember, J. Lou is not. I mean, the third corner. J. Lou is not our third corner. J. Lou was our fourth corner, but Diggs went down, so J. Lou got pushed to the third corner. J. Lou as a fourth corner is playing great. I don't have a problem with J. Lou because he's a guy that's filling in for Diggs, really. So no problems. Now, do I want Izzy on the field though? Yeah. So that's got to happen. But I don't have a problem with J. Lou. Okoye, you called it, by the way. Mozzie ain't the dude we drafted no more. How many dudes his size pounce behind a running back like that? Yeah, hands and feet getting sweet. He getting better, getting those getting close, bro. He had to learn get off, number one, and to use his hands because he wasn't asked to do that in Michigan. He was just asked just be strong. But when you saw him actually get in the backfield and run, he can move, but he wasn't asked to do it. So now that he is going to be asked to do it, and as long as you keep Hankins here too, if you're using Mozzie in a three-tech position where he's not taking the double teams every play, or he's getting the zone double teams where they're setting the double team and then peeling off trying to get to the second level, Mozzie killing one guy every time. You're not going to deal with that. So I know, but I knew it was going to be a year or two before people started seeing what Mozzie was. So that's why I don't want to put the pressure on him by giving him praise before he, gets his legs under him either. Because now people looking at him like, oh, he got to be this guy, and all the fans are looking at him, he got to be Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is a Aaron Donald type, like I said before, but he's going to get you your 2 or 3 sacks. But when it comes to the run or being a guy that beats up a line of scrimmage, an offensive line, up and down the offensive line, Jalen Carter's not that. He's a guy that's going to get you your sacks and kill your quarterback and even fuck up the running back on the way. But Mozzie's going to fuck everybody up. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to see him really get to his level, man. Can't wait. Floyd stayed in the pocket versus Canelo. Yep. Toro Gotti was my guy. Rest in peace. Yep. Make today yours. Thank you, Okoye. Appreciate that. Steve White. Mike McCarthy tired of walking Jerry's tightrope, and I think he's thinking his shit behind the door. He's talking his shit behind the door the last few weeks. Yeah. Okoye, how do you feel about that Fury Ngannou fight? I think what's good for Ngannou. I'm glad Ngannou got a chance to make some money outside the UFC. I love the UFC. I got a son that's probably going to be in it one day if he keeps going the way he's going. But he's a jiu-jitsu guy right now. He knows how to box. I taught him how to box already. He got to learn Muay Thai and get his wrestling down. But shout out to Darius Jr. But yeah, I like the UFC. I just feel like they don't take care of their fighters well enough. And I think Ngannou, it's good for him. Go out there and get your money. I don't think he won the fight. I think Fury underestimated him one round and got knocked down. But other than that, it was a snoozer because Fury had to mitigate that risk and stay away from Ngannou. Ngannou is just a puncher. Yeah, I don't think him as a boxer is going to be very long lived. And if it is, he's going to be in trouble because Ngannou's reflex is just not there. But if he hits you one time, he can change a fight. You see how far this is how bad boxing has become in the heavyweight ranks. Ngannou versus Lennox Lewis, dead man. Wilder versus Lennox Lewis, dead man. We wouldn't even be talking about these guys. Anthony Joshua versus Lennox Lewis, dead man. Lennox Lewis versus everybody else, though, Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, all these other guys that were in that era, those were good fighters. These guys could not box with those guys. You know what I mean? They're B grade fighters. Like with you see how far Deontay Wilder has gone, only knowing how to throw a right hand. That's crazy bad. Just the right hand. That's all he don't even know how to throw that. He just hits hard. But he winds his wind up, his setups were so crazy. Shout out to Malik though. Malik Scott, his trainer now from Philly. He's teaching him how to set his traps better. Like you have fighters who have poison. Their power is their poison. But imagine a snake with no fangs and no coil up. That's you have poison, but you don't know how to deliver the venom, right? Well, that was Deontay Wilder. Now he's learning how to deliver his poison. You know what I mean? How to set traps for that right hand and for that left hook. But he couldn't do that before. And for him to become the champion while not being able to do that is amazingly bad for the sport of boxing. I mean, that's bad. That's bad. That's where the sport is though. Personally, I like Micah on ball. I don't care if it's the edge or in the middle, standing up, mugging the gap. I like that. Put him on the weak links, stun him to the weak man and try him elsewhere every game. I mean, if he's in the middle of the field mugging and he can drop back in coverage every once in a while, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind him being there. And then if you just said, listen, you are guarding the running back from the middle of the field. If he releases, you go get him. If he doesn't, if he stays in the block, you blitz every time. The running back got to stay in there with you anyway. If he does a screen pass, you follow him. That's where Micah should be. That's it. So I would agree. And you're still going to get everything you're getting out of him now if that's his responsibility. I don't want him dropping back and, playing deep middle every play. I don't think that. Thoughts on Osa? Production dropped off. Need that middle pressure. Might be due to all of the stunts. I think Osa just hitting the wall in the middle of the season because Osa versus the run has been taking on double teams and a lot of other stuff. He's not getting that single. He's not in the right scheme either. I don't think any of them are. D Law is not our defensive end anymore. He's a 3-4 defensive end, and Osa is not a 3 tech. He's a 3-4 defensive end, in my opinion. And when I say that, I mean when you have Hankins out there in the middle of the field, and when you look at those fronts where you have Osa, Hankins, and D Law out there, or Osa, Hankins, and Chauncey out there, and then you have two outside linebackers outside of them, like Micah and somebody else. That front five, like Sam Williams and Micah on the outside with Osa, Chauncey, or Osa, D Law, and Hankins, you're not fucking with that. That's hard to stop. And everybody who says TJ Watt is like so great, he is good. He's great. But he also has three guys in between him that are playing those that's soaking up most of the blocks. He's usually dealing with tight ends or half of a tackle. You know what I mean? And when you try to slide protection to him, everybody else is going to eat. So if you have Micah out there as a true 3-4 defensive end, I wouldn't have a problem with him not playing middle. But if you have him as a 4 down lineman, 3 defensive end, I got a problem with that. Got a problem with that. That's all. Let's see. Damn, I didn't know Pernell Whitaker had got on down. What happened to him? He got hit by a car. He got hit by a car. Yep, in Virginia. Crossing the street at like 10 o'clock at night, got hit by a car. Shout out to Sweet Pea. Rest in peace. He's earned that to me, DP. Mike McCarthy's been in his bag and basically recreated Dak in his 8th season. He deserves credit. This is the best Dak Prescott we have ever had. Facts. That's true. All right, let's see. Y'all starting to go in. I got y'all for probably like 5 more minutes. Mike been making installations mid-season. Look at those Miami speed motions. I think that's mid-season addition to the offense. No, he was doing it in preseason. He just didn't do it in the beginning of the year. I don't know why he stopped. Koya, if there's one position you would add to, what position would that be and why? Add to one position. I would just say use more of. That would be the running backfield because we need to set the tone. We don't have for all that we do have. What we don't have right now is a big play action game. That's because we don't establish the run. If we were doing that, Dak would even be better than what he is right now if we established to run more and with some physicality. So I would say you use Hunter and Rico a little bit more, and every once in a while you use some Deuce too. But it should be heavy backfield so that we can rely on some play action too, and with Dak from under center. But positionally, I think I like each one of our positions, to be honest with you. I really do. I like the attitude Curse brings. This is Anthony Evans to the squad, but Thomas is young and hungry at the same time. I think the only reason Thomas doesn't play is because Curse is that vocal leader. And it's like, how do you sit a vocal leader down? And what does that do to the locker room? I think that's more so, what it is. Start Mozzie and Hankins. If you put Mozzie on one side of Hankins as a 3-4 defensive end, and you put Osa on the other side as your starting line, and then you have D-Law standing up outside of that, and you have Fowler standing up on the opposite side, or Sam Williams opposite that front five right there, and then Micah at middle. Come on, man. Run against that. You could put Clark out there, Bell out there next to him, all you want. It don't matter now. Or you could put even Wilson out there and play one linebacker and one true middle linebacker in that 3-4 front with a safety in the box, like Wilson or Kurtz or Wanye or Bell or whoever you want. And it don't matter. Y'all ain't doing shit. Or even better, Evans right next to Micah. If that would be my starting 7. Sam Williams, Osa, Hankins, Mozzie, D-Law, Micah Parsons at middle, and fucking Evans next to him. In the playoffs, that should be your starting 7 up front. You ain't running against that, and you be hard pressed to beat that. That is our best rotation right there. And then after that, you rotate, Mozzie in the middle as nose. When Hankins needs to get off the field, Mozzie kicks over the nose. You can kick D-Law inside to defensive end, 3-4 defensive end. You can keep Osa out there, or you could put Chauncey in there for Osa, and you could still keep Sam Williams on the outside with Micah on the outside every once in a while, or Fowler, whoever. But those rotations would be crazy. That would be my base package on this team. So you say what I would change, I would love to see that. No one's run against a 3-4 front this entire season. I haven't seen that 3-4 front give up shit. Not once. I haven't. Now, somebody can prove me wrong, but if you do prove me wrong, you ain't going to find 10 plays. You're going to find maybe 1, 2. You're like, oh, Koye, this is a 10-yard run against it. That's about it. But you ain't found no big plays against it. Not even against the pass. Because they get there. So when we bring 5, it's ridiculous. We get there so fast. You know what I'm saying? And it allows us to zone blitz where you don't really know who's coming. When those front 7 guys are out there, is Evans coming? He can come. He can go. Parsons coming? Is Fowler coming? I mean, is Sam Williams coming? Is D-Law going? You know what I mean? What's happening? We don't know what's happening. And you could stop the run with just your 3. Mozzie, Hankins, and Osa all will take on that entire Mozzie and Hankins take on double teams anyway. And Osa is good at it, but not every play. But those 3 guys can take out your 5 linemen right there. And then you got a tight end or 2. If you don't got 2 tight ends, you're dead. But if you got 2 tight ends out there, what they gonna block? Sam Williams and D-Law by themselves? You crazy. They dead. You know what I mean? It's dead. It's dead. And you forcing a team. If you come out in that front, you forcing teams to go big against you. Because if they go small, you got D-Law and Sam Williams. Sam Williams is a 4-4 guy. He's a 4-4 guy. So he ain't a guy that you got to, he don't got to be blitzing every play. You can have him and D-Law playing the spill out, meaning if the running back spills out your way, you pick him up. If the running back spills out to the right, you pick him up. You know what I mean? If they don't spill out or if he come in the chip, go. So you still blitzing. Like, that is crazy. I love that. I would love that. All right, let's see what else y'all talking about. Frank G, facts on the base package. I appreciate the super chat, Frankie. Appreciate that. And I agree with me. I agree with me too. Didn't even mention Dorrance. We got guys everywhere. Exactly. I ain't mentioned Dorrance, but if you want to get something out of Dorrance, have him only playing that 3-4. I'll give Dan Quinn his credit though. He wasn't as much 3-4 last season as he's been this year. And he even put, just to play the 3-4, he's come out and put LV and even sometimes Evans at that 3-4 defensive end just to move Micah around. So and you don't know if they're going or coming at the same time. So I like what he's doing. I just want to see more of it because the 4-3 base packages, like I think we do that to get certain guys like Curse on the field, but we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it because our best package is that front seven. You know what I mean? That's our best package, and you can still drop guys in coverage and only bring 4, or you can bring 5 every play, or you could bring 6 every once in a while, and zone blitz every once in a while. Like when we go in zone, we should be in 3-4 looks, man. Kennard, what is Philly doing that makes it hard to stop the QB sneak? I said this before, man, and I got to do a video on this because it's all bullshit. I don't even understand why the media is running wild with it. What has happened is the league has gotten away from physical run style football, right? So as a result, you see guys on 4th down and 1 in shotgun, right? You'll see guys on 4th down and 1 with no fullback on the team. You ain't lining up an ace because ain't no fullback on the team. So when you got a short yardage situation, you might put a tight end back there, but you want a fullback, right? So because of that, right, because of the fullback being missing and teams not lining up under center half as much because of all these running quarterbacks, people think that the quarterback sneak is somehow this unstoppable play. That's new. The history of the QB sneak, I mean, in the entire history of football, it's 89% effective on 1-yard plays. The QB sneak. The Eagles are 93% effective. It's 4%. Hurts makes up for an additional 4% because he's a strong running quarterback. But it was just meaning 9 out of 10 times you was going to get a first down historically. And 9 out of 10 times you get a first down now. It's the same. It's no different. It has never changed. Never. The QB sneak has always been hard as fuck to stop on 1 yard or inches. It has never changed. But the Eagles do it more than anyone. And they do it because they don't mind lining him up under center and doing a quarterback sneak. You don't necessarily want to do that with Tony Romo, who broke his collarbone. You don't want to do that with the house's money when you got guys like Mahomes out there and you want to give guys free hits at Mahomes. They all ain't built like that. Their body ain't that. But you could do it with Josh Allen if you want. You could do that with Hurts if you want because they like that. They used to do it with Ben Roethlisberger all the time because he was like that. But what happened to his body? He started breaking down. Everybody has to pay a toll at some point. And so will Hurts. But to act like it's this new play, it's not new. It's a quarterback sneak. We keep acting like, and go look up the stats, the history of the success rate. You could Google it right now. Historic success rate from the 90s, from the 1960s to the 90s. The history of the success rate of the QB sneak has always been 89%. 89%. So they got 4% better than the average. And that's because Hurts is probably 4% better at it than other quarterbacks with the push. But to act like that 93% is up from 70% everybody else, they act like that's what it is. It's not. It's not. The QB sneak has always been dangerous. You know what I mean? Always. Every team just not built to do it anymore because most teams ain't that physical. Blame the CBA and the Players Association for that. Why? Because they ain't practicing it. They can't practice with pads on. How the fuck can you get good at being physical when you're not allowed to be physical during the week? You just gonna figure it out the day of the game? They don't work like that. They don't work like that. The Eagles want to be good at it. They practice it, and they are good at it. Other teams, they don't have that. So to act like it's not a quarterback sneak and they call it the tush push. I saw Reggie Bush do that to Matt Leinart. I've seen the tush push so many times over the history of football. It's crazy. You know what they don't do no more that used to work on third down? That they stopped doing? Jumping over the pile. Remember when you used to go goal line? That was unstoppable with Emmett. Was anybody saying that's an unstoppable to stop a 1 yard run? I seen Marion Barber do it too. Zeke was damn near unstoppable from 1 yard, especially from the fullback position. You ain't stopping fucking Zeke. It's very difficult to stop that dude. Okay, he like 85% effective. You know what I mean? So when you look at that, you say like Emmett used to go jump over the line of scrimmage. You wanted to stop him. Linebackers used to jump up and meet him in the air. He still fall down in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't stop that. But do you see that anymore? No, because teams ain't that physical no more. But it still work. Now, if somebody started doing it again, they'd be like, how do we stop? How do we stop the swan dive? You know what I mean? Like it's new. And that's because all y'all Gen Xers, it was Gen, I don't know, fucking Gen Z, Gen whatever y'all are. You know what I'm saying? Millennials. I think I'm a Gen Xer, right? I don't know. I'm in the 80s. I don't know what generations they are. But all these new youngins that just started watching football in the 2000s and are in the late 90s, y'all haven't seen that type of football in the 2000s because it don't happen anymore. But that's not new. It's not new. It always been hard to stop. So that's all, bro. You know what I mean? That's all. Thanks, though, Kennart. Great question. I'm glad you asked it because I've been waiting to tell people that shit. I don't know why people keep saying, "Bro, can you break it down? Can I break down? Can I break down a quarterback sneak?" Okay, you hike the ball and you fucking lay down. Does he do anything other than that? You get lower than the defense. They have a disadvantage because you know when you're going to snap it and they don't. So your get off is going to be faster than theirs at the offensive line. And you're going to get lower. And the quarterback just rides the wave and falls forward. And if he doesn't, he has trouble with that, then you just push him. That's always been what a quarterback sneak is. Why are we acting like that's new? It's not. Love your front suggestion. DP says Chauncey and DA can sub where needed and keep guys rested. Dope shit. I would love that, man. Yeah, that would be crazy. You ain't running against that. And even pass rush wise, you don't know what it is. We are 3-4 team that keep trying to act like we 4-3. We're 3-4 team. Especially 3-4 is the scheme that you go to when you have a lot of talent at defensive end and linebacker. You got fast defensive ends and talent at linebacker. You got a bunch of small linebackers too. You want to play 3-4. Look at Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was a small linebacker, but they played 3-4. They kept people off of him. So he can run sideline to sideline. He can hit gaps and do what he got to do. So when you want to see Bell out there playing great, you need to be in the 3-4. You want to see Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons is interchangeable at 6 positions in the 3-4. Why? He could play 3-4 defensive end inside the outside linebacker. So can Sam Williams, or he could play stand-up outside linebacker. He could play both the middle spots all the way around. So Micah Parsons could play all the way around the line of scrimmage. 6 different positions in a 3-4 scheme. 6. He could play both 3-4 defensive ends. He could play both outside linebackers, and he could play both linebackers. So if you got a guy like Micah, and I got Micah, I'm moving him the fuck around like that, where it's like, you don't know where he about to be. And you can't pin nothing down and stop him because he everywhere with it. You got to call audibles at the line of scrimmage just to try to account for where we put him this time. And you don't know just from the huddle where he's at because he might be out there with those guys, but is he going to be 3-4 defensive end? Is he going to be a middle linebacker? Is he going to be an outside line? We don't fucking know. That would be what I do with him. That's what you do with linebacker talent anyway. When you got more talent at linebacker than you do at defensive line, you got big guys at defensive line, you got talent at linebacker, you do 3-4 like Pittsburgh. But we got both. We got the best of both worlds. Okay. He said Kelsey walking on his hand under the pile. That's why it's hard to stop. No. It's just a QB sneak. They're just good at it. QB sneak has always been 90% of 90% play. The Eagles are 93, not 95. They're 93. But yeah, it just, and you got a running quarterback doing it that can squat 600 pounds. But I'm telling y'all, he's not going to be doing that for very long. He's going to start breaking. He already starting to break down. So when he starts to get hurt, his shoulders get hurt, he get any upper body injury, that'll be the end of the QB sneak. All you got to do, I don't know why people even try to stop him. They be trying to push him. Just hit. I would let him through. You going to let me spear Hurts every time I want? Let him fall. Let him get the first. But I'm going to spear him every time. And you can say that's dirty if you want. Y'all the one putting him there. I would spear the shit out of him. Do that. He wouldn't do it against Ray Lewis. They wouldn't do him one time. And Ray Lewis will take that elbow into the back of his fucking neck. That'll be the end of that. And he'll tell you he doing it too. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell you. He told Rashard Mendenhall, he said, you know I'm coming for you, right? Rashard like, I don't give a fuck about that. Next play, Rashard Mendenhall ran at Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis separated his fucking shoulder. And Rashard Mendenhall is a gun. He still fucked him up. So Ray Lewis will tell you I'm gonna fuck you up and then come fuck your ass up. So go ahead and let him through the line. I wouldn't even lie. They try to stop the line of scrimmage. No. Let him through. Let him run through there and fuck him up every time. They'll stop. I wouldn't try to stop him. I wouldn't try to stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Fuck him up. Let him through and hit him. That's what I would tell my guys to do. You ain't gonna stop it. Don't hurt yourself trying to get under these guys. Fuck all that. No. What he do is when they hike the ball, I want y'all to stun out of there. Get out of there. Let him run through. And then have somebody come clean his fucking clock. Every time. Every time. Clean his clock. Do that 2 times a game. You might get a penalty. They go on, you're gonna get in a scrum, you're gonna get in a scuffle with the offensive line. They're gonna be mad you did that. But I guarantee you, next time they go to call that, they're gonna say, will they do that again? Are they gonna spear him again? We don't want to risk that. So we're gonna stop doing it, right? Otherwise, you're gonna have to deal with that. That's what I would do, personally. Fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him up. Let him know. Let him know this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Every time. All right, man. Let's see. I said 5 more minutes. I'm still going. Kelsey put his career on the line every time he do that. Facts. Big facts, Okoye. Tom Brady used to do the quarterback sneak. Everybody used to do the quarterback sneak, man. All right, let's go. Keep going. They think I'm dirty. They're like, damn, Okoye, that's how you feel? Yeah. He said, I don't know. Kelsey walking on his hands is the reason Micah went on a ride when he tried to stop it. The key is to stop the Kelsey from crawling. How you going to do that? He get lower than you. You can't stop the center from crawling. He got the ball. Yeah, he got the ball. You're never going to get lower than him. Never. He knows when to get low. You don't. Now, you can hit him too. You can hit whoever you want. But I wouldn't try to stop them with force. Like, I wouldn't be pushing anybody to try to stop him. I would hit him. Whether it's the lineman, whoever you want. You get a free hit on whoever you want. I will put Sam Williams in the middle at middle linebacker, and I will put like Osa or Chauncey at middle linebacker on those plays. And I wouldn't have them right on the line of scrimmage pushing. I would say, get a running start no matter what. Get a running start, and I want the defensive ends or defensive tackles in front of you to part just enough. I want y'all to fan out instead of fanning in, instead of pinching. Fan out just enough to let the quarterback through, and I want you two to hit him every time he does that. Hit him. If they want to keep doing that, they'll get a first down, but he gonna feel that shit. That's it. They need to change the name to what it really is. The tank tickler. Stop it, man. Put Don on the edge, and his goal is to earhole Hurts. He's teed up by the O-line in a vulnerable position. He's a runner. That's good to me. Just hit him. I don't care. Thin line with a running quarterback sneak all the time. Wonder why Cam career got cut short and his arm started failing him. How many hits that dude take? Yep, that's why we need to cut Ball and Wally and rebuild the O line. Okay, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I love that thought of him just get thought of f him up and they will stop. Yeah, fuck him up. They gonna stop that shit. Yep. Sam Williams might kill somebody doing that. Good. That's what he's there for. 5 Mike Hunnit. He said, Koye, how long you think Philly going to hold that 1L till this week? I think they lose to the Chiefs personally. Hurst reminds me, the Chiefs defense is nice. Hurst reminds me of that QB that we used to play in Seattle. Yes. What QB used to play for Seattle? I don't know. LOL, what? I don't fucking know what I said either. I don't know. I probably like killing the reading right now because I can't see right now. Let me blow this up. Now I can see every fucking thing. See, y'all got me. But yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do to stop the QB sneak, man. Yeah, I mean, most people don't like that shit. They think I'm being shady. But that's what I would do. You're gonna put him out there, fuck him up. You know what I mean? If y'all agree, you know what I'm saying, just put some 100s in the chat and y'all got it. But I think that's what I would do. I don't think none of y'all asking nothing new. I done hit everything. You know what I mean? So it's time to. I was waiting for somebody to pull up. I don't know when they about to pull up, but they ain't pulled up yet. So they about to get left. They about to get left. Correct. Yes, I'm going to try to make reservations now. Bam. All right. Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah, they supposed to be pulling up. Only one person said 100. Y'all too nice, man. Y'all too nice. uh, which Dallas player broke Dallas Goddard's arm? Bell was smart to do it. If you gonna stiff arm me, I'm gonna tackle the arm. I'm gonna tackle whatever you grab me with. I'm gonna tackle you with that. So that was smart. Broke his arm. Yeah, we hurt shit. We've been hurting shit all year. I don't believe in dirty shit. Like, don't hit nobody after the play. Don't target nobody's legs. You don't intentionally do some dirty shit to injure someone, but you definitely intentionally injure people. You get what I'm saying? Like, and if you like, just like when cops say they don't, a cop or somebody who joins the military, right? When you say you didn't join because you innately might want to hurt someone, you're lying. Now, you might want to do it in a justifiable manner, but a cop to say, I don't never want to use my pistol, you lying. You're probably lying. Everybody who has a pistol thinks about shooting somebody. That's what the targets are people. So you have to think about shooting people to shoot a gun. So they lying. And if you play football and you say, I don't want to hurt nobody, and you play defense and you hit people, I don't even want you on my defense. Yes, you do want to hurt people. You just don't want to do it in a negative or evil way. Like, you ain't gonna spear somebody in the kneecap just to do it. You ain't gonna hit somebody after the play. That's what I didn't like about saying, well, you ain't gonna hit somebody out of bounds. That's nutty. But within the whistle, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Within the rules, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's the way you gotta be. You can't go out there any other way. And if you ain't got that in you, what Ray Lewis used to say? Ray Lewis used to say, get the fuck off the field. Yeah, get the fuck off the field. Get off the field. You know what I mean? That's the way it gotta go, man. That's the way it gotta go. If you say anything else, you lying. DP, new fans don't understand what they took away. Remember, Elway finally won with Davis and Atwater. Had Green Bay wide receivers scared to come inside all night. Pause. KO the 3-4 duo. KO the 3-4 dude. Oh, the 3-4 dudes. Oh, they KO 3 or 4 dudes in the Super Bowl. Imagine if we targeted your QB. Yeah, facts. Those dudes like dudes like Greg Lloyd. Greg Lloyd was trying to hurt you, man. What you talking about? Greg Lloyd is trying to hurt. Sam Williams is cut from that cloth. He could play anytime. And when he slammed that dude, I said, that's some Greg Lloyd type shit. Greg Lloyd was that guy from Pittsburgh. Matter of fact, every linebacker, Joey Porter, they don't even know what that's about. James Harrison, those dudes are trying to hurt you. And they tell you they're trying to hurt you. Ray Lewis was trying to knock you out. Like, he told you to your face, I'm trying to knock you out. Chad Johnson tried to block Ray Lewis one time, man. He tried to block him. Ray Lewis ran in. Go look this stuff up. He tried to block Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis knocked him out the game and knocked his teeth out. You know what I'm saying? Knocked him out the game. Done. Don't try to block me. You crazy. We be having guys like Clark and them just coming and they getting blocked by fucking Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is blocking our defensive ends and linebackers. You are crazy. You try that in the 90s if you want to. They tried to have Chris Carter come across the line on a jet sweep and block and trap block or even run by. I don't even know if he was trying to block him or run by him. He tried to do that shit with Reggie White. I wish I was on StreamYard. I mean, yeah, on StreamYard, I would show you because I can't do it on here. But that's why you use StreamYard. I forgot why I didn't. Why I was like, why didn't you use StreamYard? But I could have pulled filming. But yeah, I can't right now. But yeah, Reggie White took Chris Carter and threw his ass, man. You can't do that shit against us, man. Are you crazy? You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to. Was listening to Ball Show, and Coach Barr says make a stalemate in the middle with linebackers pushing the defensive ends, then have someone off the edge come crashing down and hit Hurts in the side on the quarterback sneak. I mean, that too. That works too. Yeah, it works too. As long as you're hitting them and you're not just trying to push. Stop trying to equal their force and push. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's up, Zane31? What's good? He said, I saw Brandon Ayuk block Micah in the first playoff game. Dumb. If I see that, like, I get mad. Like, yo, why don't you just body slam, buddy? I know you can because you do that to linemen. Body slam, buddy. It was a San Fran Super Bowl. Kittles even had his Super Bowl cutoff T-shirt under his pads. They lost 3 straight. Facts. All right, all right. I'm really going now, man. I love the fact that y'all was on here for so long. Y'all was going in with the questions. I had fun with this one, man. But before y'all start filling the chat up again with more questions, I got to get up out of here. I'm gonna sneak off this joint. But I'll be on. If not tomorrow night after the game, I definitely will be on with my reaction on Monday. Tomorrow I might be with my daughter, so I might sit still and chill. You know what I mean, and give them my undivided attention. But appreciate y'all for going in the chat the way y'all did, and I'm out of here, man. Judas Redemption, peace right back to you. Oh yeah, that shit sound crazy, Akoye. Yeah, peace.